Hey Al, welcome to the channel. Today we will be going and taking a look at some personal finance questions that have been posted on Reddit, and we're going to take a look and see what advice I actually would give. So I've posted some of these before and have gotten less than helpful answers or gotten downvoted on Reddit. So I wanted to take some time, kind of give a chance to explain what I would do and what I would say if I'm in your situation, as I've learned about personal finance and stuff like that. So I wanted to take some time to take a look at this. So they have a question up here, and I'm excited to give my response. So the question is, why are student loans and mortgages treated so differently from a pay down perspective? So they start off with, I've been aggressively paying down law school loans without a second thought because that's what everyone else is doing. My income is fairly high, but savings are middling, and I've only just now started to wonder, why are people so frenzied about paying off student loans ASAP when many have no qualms about paying off a mortgage with an equal interest rate according to a 30-year schedule, especially when personal bankruptcy would not be a concern? Am I missing something? Honestly, he's not missing anything at all. This is just a perception of how you want it to be. Part of the reason there is some concern, it is slightly the same and slightly different depending on how you look at it. So on the one hand, people are not as concerned with paying back a mortgage because there's an asset linked to it. So ideally, if they sell their home today, they will get the money that would pay off the loan. So if they wanted to, they could be debt free. Obviously, there are situations where if you just bought a home, you might not be able to get all the money back after closing costs and everything. But for the most part, you would be debt free across the board, no problem. The concern on the student loan side is there's no asset. There's nothing offsetting the student loan. So you just have a debt. So it looks like a debt without an asset. So that's the part that concerns a lot of people, is what do you do with the debt since it's not tied to anything? Like, you can't sell anything and get that money back. It's in your brain, you learned it. You have that as, for the rest of your life. Nobody can take it away from you. And then obviously the second part is, if you are concerned about your finances and potential for going into bankruptcy, this is treated a little differently because there's no way to get rid of student loans other than going bankrupt. Student loans are the one loan you can take that bankruptcy will not take it away. Bankruptcy won't wipe it off. You can't really do anything to get rid of it. It's just there. And it's there until one of two things happens. Either you pay it off or you die. Those are the two options for paying off a student loan. So that's what scares a lot of people. And that's why they want to do it. But if you're looking at it outside of those two perspectives, really there is no difference in the debt. They're both 6% interest rates, which kind of make them roughly in line with the market. It's still probably not something you'd want to keep in the long term, but there really isn't a lot of difference between, hey, this is, a mortgage debt that's at 6% versus a law school debt. So the only difference is one at least has an asset tied to it, where if you sold it today, you could theoretically get that money back, whereas the other one does not. So, but from a pay down perspective, if you don't plan to sell either, there's really no difference, and you can pay them down equally as quick. You can pay down the mortgage first, you can pay down the student loans first, as long as you pay back both. So no difference in that regard. Just, I think the way people think about it and perceive a mortgage, I think a mortgage is also probably more socially acceptable. So you kind of get into that situation where people are like, hey, it's kind of acceptable to have a mortgage, whereas, as you get into your 30s and 40s, it could be a little bit more embarrassing socially to have student loans than having a mortgage. So just kind of my thoughts on it. I think that's probably why it is. Not an exact answer, but kind of give you a perspective of what I think. So awesome. Thank you guys. I will talk to you guys in the next one.